So my name is Ray Turner. I'm the Commissioner for District 5, and I'm pleased to be your MC today out in this beautiful nature and being able to enjoy it. We are so blessed to be here today amid this natural beauty to celebrate the preservation of Crooked River Ranch, named after the crooked nature of the river. That's topography, not any other kind of crooked nature. Crooked River Ranch, once upon a time, had crops growing and cattle grazing. Actually, I think, didn't you say, Charlie, there's some cattle grazing today? There still is, okay. So Longhorn, there's still evidence. The closing on this property marks the beginning of Manatee County's privilege of ownership and stewardship of this amazing piece of property. We are looking forward to all the opportunity that it will offer Manatee residents, and we're really thankful to the family and trust that made this possible for us. We want to begin today like we do all meetings, everything that we do in Manatee County, and that is to honor God and honor our great nation. And for the invocation, newly inducted into the Commissioner Beards Club is Commissioner Jason Bearden. He's wearing the beard good though, right? Sir.
Trying to be more like Commissioner Ray Turner over here. Today is an amazing day. You know, the Lord has blessed us with an amazing, beautiful piece of land today. So it's just an honor to be out here and to be able to acquire this for the taxpayers. Father, thank you, Lord, for what you've done today. We give you glory and honor again and again, and we're just so grateful and thankful for what you've given us here today. So we lift this up to you, Lord, and we thank you for it. And I ask you to bless all these people here today, and we just thank you for what you're doing here in Manatee County. In Jesus' name, amen.
And here with the pledge from Manatee County Natural Resources Department, Resource Management Division, is North County Superintendent Michelle Durr. Michelle?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we continue this afternoon, we want to highlight what makes the conservation in this land so unique. For example, this is the first purchase using the 2020 Conservation and Parks Projects referendum funds. That is money that voters of Manatee County have asked us to put forward for this type of acquisition. Let's bring up my colleague from the Board of County Commissioners, James Satcher, who represents District 1 and one of the best beards in the county, to share what he feels is going to be important to the constituents. You handsome devil, come on up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate that. He probably wants a vote coming up, I'm sure. And, you know, this is a wonderful place to be and a beautiful place. So I just want to thank you each for coming. You know, for everyone here, from commissioners and guests, we've got our police chiefs here. We've got the family that's had this land for so long, organizations that have worked behind the scenes, and plenty of people that I will not be able to remember or mark. But for each of you, I want to welcome you to Manatee County's Crooked River Ranch. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather together to celebrate the beauty of our natural world and the importance of preserving it for generations to come. God is so good to us. This is a beautiful place. And when you look around and you see that, it touches my heart, and I believe it does each person that comes here, to remember the great things that he's done for us. He thought of these trees, he thought of this land, thought of this river and this sky. He wanted to give us something beautiful to enjoy and to remind us of him, something that we could be good to those around us as well. Just on the way here, or just walking from where we parked, and I remarked to someone walking with me how I just felt myself relax and like your blood pressure's going down. And that's the way God designed it. And so I'm grateful to him. I'm grateful to each one of you for being here. I know that there's, I'm sure, stories about this land and this area that it touches your heart. And so, you know, the Bible gives us the principle about a seed. If you hold a seed in your hand, you've got it. It's yours. You can do with it whatever you want. But if you're willing to sow it into the ground, let go of it, you get a whole harvest. And so it's my prayer and belief and hope that this being the first LMAC land purchase will be a seed for great things to come. And so I'm appreciative to everyone that's had a part of that, for the commissioners that have stood by it and voted for it. You know, in the back of our head, each time we vote, I know it's there, right? I know they're all thinking, if you do this for one, then it's something you can't do for yourself. But sometimes the challenge for each of us, for all of us, is to believe that we do live in a wonderful nation. And there are no limits. It's not just one pie, and everybody just gets their piece and that's it. If we serve the Lord and we keep sowing those seeds, the pie can grow, and there can be more for everyone. And so I'm grateful as I see that here today. So thank you so much for having me, allowing me to be a small part of it. Thank you, Commissioner Turner. And thank you.
Thank you, James. Now I want to run down just a few facts of this beautiful slice of old Florida. So there's 64 acres here in total, 24 acres of pasture, 9 acres of wetland, 32 acres of forest upland, 2,400 feet of shoreline along the mighty Manatee River, 13 miles to Tampa Bay, less than 4 miles from I-75. This is an oasis and will continue to be an oasis far into the future. So now what you have up next, Manatee County's Natural Resources Director, Charlie Hutziker. Most of these things are not possible. Charlie has a great vision. He's a real passion for this. He was integral in putting this deal together, and he's going to be integral in future deals. Charlie, coming up and give us some background. Keep it succinct, though. You know what I mean?
You bet.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, you know, thank you. I'm Charlie Hunsaker, Director of the Natural Resources Department, working for this fine county administrator, Charlie Bishop. I mean that. And the Board of County Commissioners here. I want to talk about people, this river, and Crooked River Ranch. You know, I want to be able to recognize, because this comes together because so many people have been involved professionally in evaluating this property, working with the family, and seeing how we can be a good steward of this property, and where we can make little tweaks here and there and rebuild the wetlands that were here and rebuild those areas that the Manatee River nourishes each and every day. So, you know, there are folks here that are all around us. Mike Ellswick is in the back. I want to recognize Sherry Swanson, way in the back there for ecological resources. Alyssa Powers, he's here over environmental protection. Aidan Stockdale, he's here somewhere with education. They're determined. These folks, not only, and Deborah Worth, those who identify property for acquisition, and for maintenance, and for restoration, and for education. That's what our department is all about. But you know, the river here is a working river. It gives us a water supply at Lake Manatee and all the way out to Tampa Bay. We have the ability to give us that water supply, our recreation, beautiful home sites along the Manatee River, right? Commerce and governance. The city of Palmetto, the city of Bradenton work and engage in the river. So here we are. All these services define our quality of life. So let's talk about how the Board of County Commissioners has worked, present and past, to protect and preserve those special qualities. Let's start with Robinson and Emerson and Hidden Harbor and in Bennett Park and Rye Preserve. Each of these places have been set aside to protect that quality of life and what the river can give to us and will continue to give to us. We have protected 14 miles of shoreline, including this half mile here for this property. So you ask yourself, why? Why here? All you have to do is take a look across that river, ignore the power lines, which keep us fueled and our lights on at night. But that same view, think about it, turn of the century, 1900, 1800, 1700, that's the view right there. And now we're able to protect it and keep it for the generations and the hundreds of years to come. As long as there's a government in Florida, this property will be all of ours. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well
Dr.
done,
Thurman. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie, as always. you've been hearing preservation is a passion for many in Manatee County, and the folks who are on the Environmental Lands Maintenance and Acquisition Committee, LMAC, they're tirelessly working to pull together deals like this one, save the environment, and they're sensitive to the lands for the generations to come. Because when we do something like this is for generations that we can have this nature around us. Here to speak on that is Randall Cooper. He is the vice chair of that committee, LMAC, and he's here to speak today. Randall, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. LMAC, as Commissioner mentioned, Environmental Lands Management and Acquisition Committee. We are 17 citizens, residents of the county, different professions, different backgrounds. But I think we all share a very common interest in preserving lands for other residents of the county. The tax that's funding this was passed by, 76% of the voters. And so we on the committee are just trying to, come see the citizens' wishes come true. I've been on the committee since 2016, and I think I can speak on behalf of other LMAC members. There are several here that were very pleased and excited to finally get some property. We know that it took a lot of work to get here. The property owners, the families that are involved, the county commissioners for allowing us the funding, and of course the county staff for finding the property and doing all the due diligence and everything. So I think we're all very excited. We're looking forward to having more properties to come to meetings like this for. Sorry, I didn't prepare anything, but thank you. Thank you.
As you can tell, this is a team effort. The Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast is a part of the team that brought this property to closing. With more than 19,000 acres permanently protected over 56 properties, their conservation efforts stretch from here, which is Manatee, into Sarasota, Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Their president, Christine Johnson, is here to speak today about their mission and their experience along the road. Christine?
Good afternoon. As you heard, I'm Christine Purvis Johnson, president of Conservation Foundation and fifth generation Floridian from Ellenton. So love this property. For those of you who do not know Conservation Foundation, we are an accredited land trust protecting the land and water in Southwest Florida for the benefit of people and nature. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. And in those 20 years, we've protected almost 20,000 acres. That's approximately 30 square miles. You see, yeah, thank you. You see, our dream is to create a protected Florida wildlife corridor on the southeast of Florida, stretching from Duet Preserve in northeast Manatee County through the Myakka Island of conserved properties, to Babcock Webb in Charlotte County, all the way to the Everglades. Wouldn't that be awesome? To have a wildlife corridor from Manatee County to the Everglades. But dreams like that can't happen without conservation-minded people who care and want to see natural Florida protected for generations to come. People like Elizabeth Hunter Skidmore and Alice Hunter Bender. Thank you, Elizabeth and Alice. It was our honor to work with you and the entire Hunter family to ensure the family's legacy for generations to come. When we reached out to you, you took our call and continued to have conversations with us for months, for over a year. So thank you. You could have sold this property many times over, but you chose to conserve it. And so it's because of you that this special place is protected forever, and we thank you. It was also our honor to work again with Manatee County to save public open space. This is our third partnership with Manatee County. The first was Robinson Preserve expansion in 2012, and the second was Johnson Preserve in 2018. So thank you, Manatee County Commissioners. Thank you for purchasing this beautiful property using Conservation and Parks Projects referendum funds. The first time, as you said. Thank you. And we hope it is just one of many partnerships as we continue to honor the people of Manatee County, and we continue to have the honor to work with you. Manatee County is one of the fastest growing counties in the state, let alone the nation. So it is vital that we work fast and protect our last remaining special places and natural resources before it's too late. After all, saving land is an investment in the well-being and prosperity of a community. Will Rogers said it best: show me a healthy community with a healthy economy, and I will show you a community that has its green infrastructure in order and understands the relationship between the built and unbuilt environment. Crooked River Ranch is an important project toward achieving that balance. Thank you again, Manatee County, for protecting this special place. Thank you, Elizabeth and Alice and the entire Hunter family for choosing to conserve this land. And thank you to all the citizens of Manatee County who voted in support of the 2020 Conservation and Parks referendum that made this protection possible. On behalf of everyone at Conservation Foundation, we're thrilled to be part of this project and the family and community legacy. So thank you all for being the community that cares about conservation.
Thank you, Christine. Now, none of this would have been possible without the support of the family and trust in Manatee County, which made this legacy acquisition possible. Now, the family was really professional and high integrity through this whole thing, like really, I think compared with anything else we've done in the past, it's been a long time, but what you guys do really made this possible. This property has been in their family for 4 generations. Alice and Elizabeth, their dad, this was his place of solace, and so his spirit will live here forever. Really, really happy that we were able to put this together, and really thankful to the family, honestly. I believe Elizabeth is going to come up and speak.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you saying anything now? Okay. Didn't know. Well, I'm amazed by the crowd, and it's really nice to see dear friends, family, and community members here today to celebrate this special place. Today marks a pivotal moment in the preservation of special places for Manatee County and beyond. With gratitude in my heart, it's so meaningful to gather here to celebrate the dedication of Crooked River Ranch, a testament to the collective vision and the commitment of this community. This place stands as a beacon of hope for future generations. It represents the first tangible result of a voter-backed initiative, a promise fulfilled to safeguard for our dwindling natural spaces. The story behind Crooked River Ranch adds another layer of meaning to its preservation. It's a testament to our parents' love for the wild, their desire to protect it, and their legacy of stewardship. Once the escape and refuge for my father, and as I've said before, felt like it was his therapy. This land holds memories of solace and tranquility, as well as so much fun, festivities, and laughter. Over the last few decades, it's been shared with many scout troops, school groups, campouts with friends, dove shoots, 40th birthday celebrations, family moments, and more. And so it's only fitting and right that it will continue to be shared. I'm confident it will continue to provide special memories and perhaps therapy for others. As we stand here today, we honor not only the land, but also the tireless efforts of all those involved, the Board of County Commissioners, the LMAC, the Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast, and I want to give a special shout out to Deborah, Charlie, and Debbie. Their dedication and determination have brought us to this momentous occasion. And I'll close with a special word of thanks to David and my daughters and Caroline and Hunter, who are not here today, but whose unwavering love and support have been the heartbeat of our journey. In this moment of transition of Crooked River Ranch, let us celebrate the family bonds that have nurtured its essence. Cheers to family, to Manatee County, and to the enduring legacy of Crooked River Ranch. And thank you, Mom and Dad. We love and miss you.
you look around, this is just a beautiful piece of property. And it is, we see a lot of growth. A lot of people want to come here to Manatee County. It's tough to blame them. It's a beautiful place. But taking something like this and preserving it for our future generations is a worthwhile goal. So I'm excited to see that happen here in District 1. I want them to have an opportunity to enjoy God's creation, the beauty that we have here on earth, for them to enjoy that, and also to be able to enjoy each other. Kids playing, families having cookout, people camping. All those things are memories that stay with people. And they're things that, when you grow up and you look back and you see your childhood or maybe your early days and you think, that was a time that made a big difference on my life. So I think things like that will happen here. We're going to, see the Boy Scouts come here and different groups come and make those memories. This is the United States of America. It's a place where you can build your dreams. And so when we look around here, it's easy to imagine that. It's easier to think bigger than ourselves. It's easy to look at the community around us and say, how can we help the others when we see what blessings we each have? Yeah, Crooked River Ranch, it's a great place to be, a great place to enjoy. So I hope everyone will come out, bring family, set up for family reunions, and Sunday after church, show up here. It's a great place to be.
It begins with the Manatee River, all the way to Tampa Bay. This river needs the kind of protection and balance with the development that we have. We have beautiful home sites here, the city of Bradenton, city of Palmetto, but when we have an opportunity to take a natural area that is still undeveloped and hold it for future generations, we're right on target. That's what we want to do when we have the opportunity to provide the habitat that was here and will be here for generations to come. Well, we have about 30,000 acres of land in preserves, in conservation. And the distinction there is what we call passive recreation, where hiking, biking, nature watching, camping, and those activities that do not necessarily involve team sports. Of course, parks, on the other hand, are designed to provide all those amenities, but also have the land and the landscape designed to fit team sports like soccer, football, lacrosse, baseball. And so when we talk about the parks in Manatee County, they're there for active recreation. And when we talk about the preserves in Manatee County, they're there for that type of outdoor enjoyment, just kind of like walking around. Well, Old Florida Field here, especially along the Manatee River, identifies those plants and animals that are characteristic of what you would encounter even back to the turn of the century, 1900s. There are cabbage palms here that are easily 150, 200 years old, oak trees in the 50 to 60 year range. And so the landscapes here have been managed properly by the family and maintained in a landscape that you would have encountered if you'd pulled up here in a rowboat in 1910. Manatee County is actively pursuing additional properties to complement the 30,000 acres we have at 15 different locations, beginning some of the more popular ones at Robinson and even Mike Bennett Park. Excuse me, even Tom Bennett Park, not Mike Bennett Park, okay. On my mind. But some of those properties, beginning with Robinson, Emerson, Tom Bennett Park, Heritage Harbor, Hidden Harbor, Fort Hamer, these are locations that we've enjoyed all these years, and we're going to be, with the voter support, we're now been given the economic ability to go after properties just like these, where families have made a decision to be a willing seller. We're not condemning land, we're not taking it against their will, but families have made a decision in many opportunities, in many situations, to take a lower price sometimes for a property because it will remain in a conservation value. That has value to the family, and it certainly has value to Manatee County.
Conservation Foundation is a regional land conservancy, so we're always looking for those special places that we can protect, and particularly when there is opportunities for public access. And we helped passed the referendum in 2020, so we've been looking for properties. A neighbor told us that this might be on the market because their father had passed away. And so I reached out to the sisters, and they were so gracious. And hand in hand, it's taken about a year to get through all the process, the due diligence to make sure that we have the county commission approval, and finally get the funding and get it protected.
I mean, I think we just really wanted to honor our parents' legacy, particularly my dad, who, again, I've said it again, you know, that this was his therapy, his place where he really just found his center and would never want to see it developed. And when we got a hold, you know, when Debbie got contacted us and when learned about the Manatee County program, it just made sense. And we just would love to see it, we're loving to see it shared with others.
The majestic oaks and all of this beautiful, beautiful moss and all of the birds and different animals. I mean, there's wild boar that run through the property. You'll run across a post that has hair on it. I'm sure a lot of children will be like, what's that? That's where they were rubbing and itching themselves. I mean, just things like that, like walking through. And we used to have a rope swing here. Maybe they'll have a set of something fun for kids to do from a tree here as well, because it certainly was special for our children. And yeah, it's hard to say just one or two things. It's just the whole thing is beautiful, and the water is just really, lovely.
We probably have about 10 years left in this community to conserve what's left to be conserved. And out east, we need conservation easements on the rural working lands in town where we have people providing parks, access to the water. Not everyone can get to the water. They don't have it in their backyard. So this is an opportunity to create nature park, recreation, passive recreation in an incredible old Florida natural setting.
And you think you have this beautiful coastline in view, but there's a lot happening right here, front and center, that needs to continue to happen in order to protect so much more of what goes out into the ocean and through here.
Absolutely. What we know is that if we don't protect the land around the rivers, we will not have clean water in our rivers. And Manatee River is a source of drinking water. It is also a tributary to the Tampa Bay National Estuary, a nationally recognized estuary, and it also feeds the Gulf of Mexico, which is a international treasure. So right here, what we're doing by protecting and buffering the Manatee River impacts the entire Gulf of Mexico and benefits everyone even south. So it is truly important that people along the waterway know that if they want to conserve their land, the benefits for water quality, water quantity are absolutely incredible.
And sea life.
And sea life. I mean, the diversity, we get manatee all the way up into the Manatee River till you get to the dam. You have all sorts of bird life, as you said, and just the Manatee River has portions of it that are very high quality. There are portions that do need some cleanup, but nothing substantial. And it is properties like this that will keep the river clean and keep it with a diversity and abundant wildlife.
We're just really happy that it's going to be shared, and we hope it for, as long as we can think that, till the end of time, that this place will be not developed and enjoyed by others, and, they'll come down here and remember our parents' legacy and really, find joy and special. I guess to quote the song, we didn't pave paradise to put up a parking lot. And that's important to remember for everybody going forward. And that, this is such a basic, wonderful, lovely place that is really kind of going back to what Florida and its roots are.